What's up guys, Spencer here. Today we're going to be going over the theory for cross-validation and how important cross-validation is for our entire machine learning process. We use cross-validation to hypertune parameters in order to address overfitting and selection bias. So in this video we can go further as to what cross-validation looks like and how we can use it in our overall machine learning training. So let's get to it. So cross-validation is a method of subsetting your data. It's a form of out-of-sample testing on where we would have different segmentations within our overall data set. So we'll be having a visual later on as to what that looks like. This tests multiple different models on different training sets, obtaining an average or an individual measurement, and then throughout all of our subsets of our data, we're going to have many different models, and then we average that performance across all those models so that we have an overall generalized approach as to what our model may do. And this achieves more accurate estimates for the overall model performance. We typically use the new data to strip out the noise from our typical overall large data set. So if you were to just train one model on all of your training data, there's bound to be a lot of noise, a lot of bias, selection bias in particular. So we would address this by using more so individual observations within our training set, given all of our subsets, so that we can detect more trends and more potential outcomes that may occur throughout the entirety of our data. So we increase the number of the measurements of our accuracies via k-folds, where k is essentially just the number of subgroups that we have in our data. And as I said previously, this addresses overfit and selection bias, so you have to use cross-validation in order to have a more robust model to predict incoming data. So let's visualize this. Let's say that we have 10 observations and we split these 10 observations into 10 different subgroups. And this is just given for our training data. Okay, so let's split it into 10% chunks where we have each chunk is its own group. And so when we are going through the iterations of the cross-validation, we will essentially get one chunk of our data as a testing and the rest of the data as a training. So you would therefore just train on your nine other observations, 2 through 10, and then you would evaluate the effectiveness of your testing observation on your given training. And then you keep on doing this for each iteration, where you would just essentially take out that subgroup and replace it with a different training set. And then you just keep on doing this until you essentially just run out of data. You could definitely minimize the amount of subgroups that you have. Instead of having one observation, you can have 1 and 2 as testing, and then 3 through 10 as your training, and then you just keep on iterating the amount of observations you have in your overall data. And you just keep on doing this until you're out of data. And I hope that you enjoyed this video. In the next video, we're going to have an applied cross-validation method to our overall model and see how cross-validation could potentially improve our model's robustness and accuracy measurement. So I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.